Players should get comfortable with not owning their games. Said by a asshole in Ubisoft. Well, obviously I quoting things in half, but technically it's still the same things. Unlike custom always right thing. Hello everyone, my name is Kiray Vacuo and I'm your host and your voice for the voice here to entertain you and may not have some things I really want to share and talk about. Have you guys been buying stuff? Have you guys noticed this past few years, maybe like around 10 years, yes, 10 years already, lots of people kind of like didn't really notice it, but I do sadly. And the thing is, the world is changing. How a product works is so changing. How consumerism is changing. How owning the thing you have in your hand is changing. Alright, enough of the funny segment. There's so many stuff I do really want to talk and address about, because like I think not a lot of people see the importance of this thing that I have in my title, the Stop Killing Game Initiative. Some people might think like, it's just game. Those things are something that kids play. It doesn't really affect like a lot of things on massive scale. You have to know, this phrase has been using for like 50 years, more than 50 years actually, and those kids grew up. And now they're not just kids, they're man-child. And I am one of the man-child. And we buy games, we play games, and there are games designed for man-child, and then there's game designed for kids. But they are slowly blurring the line in between. But aside from that, we don't have to take a look too much on that yet. Just looking at most of the products that has been sold to the world. Things that can get brick in an instant, the moment that you decided to open it up, or have a crack at some things, or try to fix a little bit of things without paying a bunch of money. The right to repair movement already has been a thing, and it should not be a thing in the first place. I think like the rights to repair movement is already being like a very good thing in many multiple aspects. The problem is actually how those things even started in the first place. Why is car seat warmer subscription is a thing? Why you already bought the entire car, which kind of include the materials that has been made to make the seat warmer that you have to subscribe to activate. The airbag jacket you have is literally life-saving stuff. How effective it is, I have no idea. Depends on data. But still. And then they update policy. Oh, you bought that thing? Now you have to subscribe it unless you want to keep your shelf alive. Which is a very stupid thing. It's like, oh, you didn't subscribe? You got hit by a car? Oh, too bad. The jacket just won't open because you didn't update the OS. Bullshit, right? Latest example, Nintendo Switch. The moment you touch anything, you bought everything. You own it. But the moment you touch a little bit on software, maybe some persons decide to buy a second-hand game and then plug it into your Switch 2, boom, gone. Your Switch 2 has been bricked. If you guys don't know what the meaning of brick is basically they just wirelessly connected to your Switch and then decided to be, I feel like this guy violates some of our license. Feel, not knowing, do not have solid evidence, they can literally just break your device. Turn off your device and you cannot turn it back on ever again. Because licensing stuff. This and that, yada stuff, and then you cannot open your Switch ever again. And this thing do not just happen on Switch 2. This is just the latest example. You guys can go and take a look at many multifaceted kind of products that have either void warranty, boom, everything gone. Smart TV, smart refrigerators, anything with the smart things in there. Technically, it can happen. Not just technically, it will be able to happen. You try to think like a lot of like product is that they're just trying to protect their product, capitalism. But those capitalisms have been slowly edging toward the number always goes up philosophy. Because when you want to do business, always
dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers.
That's not good. That's not good.
Yes, just how Luck would always say, numbers always goes up. They need to always keep going up. So, in order to go up, you have to buy the product. So, if your product is a little bit too sturdy, and then you've been a very careful user, and if you have been using this Samsung Ultra S10 for so long, and then they decided to be like, you know what, I'm just going to update something that can break this thing. And then you have no choice but to buy a new phone. And that have been slowly creeping out as a thing for forcing everyone to buy new device and new stuff just to, make them earn a little bit more. A little bit more. Maybe not just a little bit more, maybe a lot more. Who knows? I'm not a businessman. You can look at how the business works, and then I think most people already know this and that kind of like scummy practice kind of things. I don't even have to tell you or draw it out for you. Just looking at Anime Man trying to like tell you about business 101 is not really like a best thing in the world. You guys should go watch some legit videos that teach you about those kind of things. Like the ape with the banana stuff. But yeah, there's lots of like bad practices on like business things toward the customer, consumer, right? This and that, that stuff has all been violated in some sense, and all the bad practice, psychological practice that prey on all the consumer, this and that, that stuff. And then you look back at like maybe like 30 years or even 20 years ago, and then look back now. Lots of things is kind of scummy. And then you'll be like, hey, you're right. Why is it like that? How are we accepting this kind of bullshit? And if you really wanted those kind of things, well, I can tell you where did it spawn from. Gaming industries. And I'm not even kidding about this. Lots of people actually like put gaming industry under the radar on lots of bullshit they does, because they always think like, it's just something that kids play. It's not going to harm the entire like other industry. Actually, it does. The problem is when people keep saying like, it's just kids stuff. But you've kind of like been saying, a lot of people have been saying this for more than 50 years. Okay? All those people from the 50 years ago, when they were kids, they grew up into adult. Man-child that play games. And I'm one of the man-child you're looking at here. I'm an anime man trying to talk to you. Always. No. This thing has been here for ages. And the marketplace has already been catered toward the man-child part. Not just that, they're kind of like blurring the line in between like kids and man-child. So they've been like doing shit tons of bad business practices because a lot of legislators are like the older timer, and most people just put it under the radar. And then it's basically just a lawless ground zone. And a lot of bad business practices, actually the ground zero place is just on the game industry. If you try to take a look and trace back a lot of stuff, it's actually in there. Even they are not birthed from there. Game industry perfected it. I'm not even kidding. Subscription stuff, Game Pass, subscription fee, this and that stuff, DLC on product, this and that, and additional fee for a little bit of activations, how the entire social credit system in China, and almost every multifaceted things that we are paying and doing right now all has been proven is working on customer in the game industry. And then they'd be like, you know what, because game industry does the shit, people and just eat those shit, let's apply it on everyone. And hence, everything are such a mess. Yes, everything is such a mess because people ignore the game industry. Game industry really, in some sense, requires some regulations. Because a lot of people keep thinking about, they have to like self-regulate this and that, and stuff. Those are just like big company talk. They have been earning shit tons of money from milking shit out of every consumer. And then expand the practice outside from the game industry. And then start milking you guys, the normal people. Well, technically, if you watch Anime Man talk about this, I don't think you are normal people. Gosh dang it, shot fired. Sorry. But yes. So we really need to do something about it. And stop killing game initiative. It is the first step of trying to do something about it. They are actually getting more and more bad practices, like been like spamming the heck out in the game industry. It's basically almost like the proving ground of like, yes, the customer tolerate this kind of stuff, so we can like expand it to other industry, maybe like in the food industry, maybe in the car industry, maybe like in the car industry, maybe in the jacket industries, maybe at the tractor industry, farming industry, anything, smart tech industry, all those kind of stuff has been adding more and more game like predatory practices and then applied into that because game industry already proven it does work. People tolerate this kind of stuff. Tolerate doesn't mean it's not evil. Okay? Tolerate doesn't mean that can like melt the shit out of you unnecessarily in the most evilest manner as much as possible. This is what they're trying to do. And they have been conditioning the entire human population for tolerate this kind of things bit by bit, like boiling the freaking frog. And when I want to talk a lot more about like the Stop Killing Game initiative, I would normally just say, hey, go find some proper video rather than this anime man trying to talk about this. Yes, you should. But, fair warning, do not watch a guy that's called Pirate Software. He is very famous at the moment for reasons, for very wrong reasons. Basically, he saw that movement kind of petition stuff happening. He immediately jumped to some random conclusions, and then because he keep like marketing himself as the game, like the guy who know lots of game, the guy who made lots of games. Actually, he does not. He's not a game expert. He keep claiming himself as one, and then he become very famous. Like general politicians. And you know what? Actually, he's not. He's basically a dumbass, and he's been saying a lot of wrong ass stuff, and then like put down the initiative. But nowadays, a lot more people catch onto his lies and then onto his bullshit. And yeah, the first thing if you see anytime is basically on Pirate Software talking shit about the Stop Killing Game initiative. You can just tune that shit out and watch other people video. Any other people video about Stop Killing Game initiative. Maybe like Moist Critical, maybe a little bit of other like creators that you've seen they have been mentioning about Stop Killing Game. Just look at it. Unless they agree with Pirate Software, which generally almost no one did, if they do, you might have to question their characters a little bit. It's like you have this guy, you've been chatting with them, like kind of chill with them, and then you'll be like, yeah, that's Johnny Somali guy. Yeah, I think he's cool. I think he's such a chill dude. I might be friends with him if I ever meet him. And then you immediately stop and then start questioning his characters. Like, who the fuck like Johnny Somali? As a person! Genuinely, the entire world hate him. The entire world hate him. But yeah, if you don't know who Johnny Somali is, you should keep track a little bit who the fuck is Johnny Somali, or just type how fuck is Johnny Somali, and then you can find like how lots of things about it. But Johnny Somali aside, I do want to clown that man, but and also Pirate Software, lots of people do want to clown that. But that is not my main point. Okay, don't watch Pirate Software stuff. He's bullshitter. He bullshits so many things to a point in a very confident manner. People just believe the shit out of him. Holy heck, he can just lie straight up to your face, and then you. In a very confident face. And then you be like, okay, I believed you. He really does have that energy. You know? Like Tony Stark, like Robert Downey Jr. in Tony Stark costume talk to you something about engineering while you know he's not an actual engineer, but you believe everything he say. Because he's that charming, I guess. I do admit he does have a very good voice. I actually have a good voice too. Maybe in the future I will be using this voice to chat with you guys. Technically, this is how I normally sound. I just moved to a higher pitch because, anime man. But anyway. Alright. That is just the things that I want to talk about. So, yeah. Everyone, listen to me. Listen to me very, very carefully. Go support Stop Killing Game. If you are living from EU. I can't help because I'm from Malaysia. I'm not in the EU. Anyone who is a normal citizens that do not touch game, that think like, I don't play game anyway, why do I need to support them? It will, like I say in the very beginning, it will somewhat burn your ass too. In the futures, maybe not now. So, you guys should do a little bit preemptive strike on supporting the Stop Killing Game movement. And yeah, either way, that's all. If you guys want me to do a video roasting Pirate Software or try to roast like Johnny Somali, just do a little bit of comment battle. Like I would see like who want me to roast like Pirate Software more, who want me to roast Johnny Somali more. They can put it in the comment sections and as much like as possible. So I know like which kind of things that people want to like watch. And yeah, as always, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye-bye!
That's dangerous.
Let's